from the CATV studio in historic downtown Wyandotte, it's the Pro Wrestling Locker Room. With your host, MPW's Big Bubba Luscious, the Albanian Gentleman, Mark Joke, MCWA Commissioner, Johnny Badwill, we're just getting started, so don't even think about tapping out, Jack.
Happy Thanksgiving, wrestling fans. Welcome to the Pro Wrestling Locker Room. I'm your host, Big Bubba Luscious. Alongside me, partner in crime at MPW, Randy Pyro.
What's happening, Wyandotte? How's everybody out there?
Oh, wait a minute, there. I can see you.
Yeah, Pyro, yeah. Hey, look at that, co-owner, yeah.
You like that?
Let everybody know. Let's do it.
Well, anyways, we got a very special guest for this Thanksgiving edition, Randy Pyro. This man's been wrestling in the indie scene for 25 years, and everybody knows this man. He's done many great things in the ring, and I want to introduce him right now, Rudy.
Hey, how you doing, man? This is Rude Boy.
Rude Boy, yes.
Rude Boy, JCW, IBW, UWA.
Everywhere,
you know. And first off, hey, happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys out there. I hope everybody's feasting up on that bird.
Oh, yeah.
One thing, don't forget those homeless. Don't forget those who are less fortunate. This is the time for giving. Mm-hmm. And, of course, I know Bubba's got his big show, speaking of giving. But we're going to get into that in a little bit. But,
yes.
My wish from Rude Boy to you is that you and your family have a wonderful season, wonderful holiday. And, again, think of others before you think of yourselves. Now let's get into some wrestling.
True. All right, let's do this.
And Rude Boy, if anybody could write a book on the things that they went through in independent wrestling, that would be you. And that would be a very interesting read, in my opinion.
Well,
You've done it all.
Well, you know what? I used to say, I got so much more to do, and I probably do. Mm-hmm. I started off ring announcing for Malcolm Monroe. My first match ring announcing was the Sheik and Boba Brazil.
Wow.
At Azteca Hall.
Blast from the past.
And then I got to manage the Sweet Daddy, and I think of him every day. I miss him so much, and God, he's always in my heart. Let me tell
God rest his soul. Yeah, Sweet Daddy.
Great man.
Let me tell you something about a great man in Sweet Daddy Malcolm Monroe.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. There wouldn't be no Rhino. There wouldn't be no Christian. There wouldn't be no Edge. There sure as hell wouldn't be no Rude Boy. There wouldn't be the Insane Clown Posse in wrestling.
None of them.
I mean, these are just a few names. Just a few
great
names.
Everybody on that list.
And it was because when you went to Malcolm and you said, I have a dream, the man said, well, let's make the dream a reality.
Make it come true. Yep.
He never belittled anyone. And like I said, I've been around some made men in this business. Sheik, Bobo, Terry Funk, Dusty Rhodes, all these guys. And you know what? A lot of those, the veterans and old timers, they always made you feel like crap. But Malcolm never did, man. He never did. He always made you feel like you could do it, like you could achieve this. When he first put a microphone in front of my face, he said, "You're going to ring announce tonight." I said, are you kidding me? And he was like, "You can do it. I believe in you." And I think about him all the time. And he gave me my first wrestling match, you know. And
who was that against, if I can ask?
My first wrestling match was against, he was the blacksmith.
Okay.
The blacksmith. Now the blacksmith.
Very well.
He was a great guy. He took good care of me for the 2 minutes I was there. But it was great. And then I got to wrestle for MTW with Chris Carter and the great Muhammad Jihad Saad. And Los Rudos, we were gracious enough to be inducted into your Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah,
I always said that's just for old men, and I don't do that and all that stuff.
Hey, you are a Hall of Famer now.
Yeah,
but let me tell you something. I had a tear in my eye and a lump in my throat because both of my folks were still around then, and my father. He was with General Motors for 35 years. My father used to come home and his hands would be full of blood with the calluses from working on the the line. Right. And I always said, you know, I'm never gonna be like that. I'm not putting the man down because I miss him. He was my best friend.
Right.
I think, especially the holidays, boy, do I think of him. But he told me, he said, when you turn 18 years old, I got you hooked up. Right in Hamtramck, you go right to the office, sign this paper, you'll be making $14 an hour, you're good. And I remember driving, and then I was on my way to pick up some tickets at Malcolm's house, because we're selling tickets for wrestling. Right. And they said, if you miss this meeting, you miss it all. Oh. And so I said, and I'm driving down up I-75. I passed the Holbrook exit where the plant was, and I went straight to Dexter, right to Malcolm's, and I said, "This is my life now." And I'm going to be honest with you. My father didn't speak to me for maybe 2 years. You know, he was a proud Mexican. He came from Mexico. He worked hard, and he felt this is what you do. The dream of you wrestling is that's what it is. Now, become a man and do this. And it took him a lot until he actually got to see me perform. And
I bet that did it for him.
Well, he held me. He embraced me, and he said, you know, I was wrong. And that's a hard thing for a man of his stature.
To admit.
Yeah. And he was like, I was wrong. And my mother used to always tell him, you did it to him. You're the one who took him to see the Sheik and all them downtown. You're the one. Right. So, but, you know, I was happy that my folks got to see me get inducted into, that plaque still, my son Carlito will tell you, that plaque still is on my mantle right when you walk into my home. Yeah. I take it to heart. You know, when anyone says, you did all right, man, you did all right, man, I'm just a kid from Southwest Detroit that just happened to go around the world, man, and be in there with some true legends. And when you get recognition, and when people like yourselves call and say, hey, listen, this, you mean something. Man, well, I couldn't stop, man.
I tell you, Rude Boy, you truly are a blessing on the wrestling scene. I mean, you've done some crazy stuff and entertained us for many years. You
know what, Bubba? He mentioned one name, the Aztec Hall. I remember before I even got into the business, coming to the Aztec Hall, I saw the Sheik and I saw Bobo Brazil there, you know, just to meet these guys, you know, in person, you know, it's just like, you could tell so many stories I know.
Oh, well, you know the stories that you're right. My son, he always tells me, he says, you know, Dad, we all get old. We all start to lose our memory. We all start to go through Alzheimer's and dementia and all that stuff. Yeah. And he says, and one day I'm going to let him do it. He says, let me follow you around with a tape recorder and just start telling these stories. Yeah. And who knows, maybe someday one person might want to pick up a book and say, I wonder what this kid was about, you know? Yeah. Right. And the stories, yes, after 25 years, they go on and on, on and on.
Yeah.
But
I bet you got lots of them.
The things that I like to recognize are the good parts of it, because there sure is a lot of bad parts. Right. And people like to thrive on the bad parts. And let me tell you something, I was one of those guys that did that. I used to feel like you had to tell the horror stories of this business in order to get yourself over. And let me tell you something, this business has been good to me and my family, man.
It's good.
It's been good to me and my family. You know, like I said, you know, to be in Australia wrestling is like,
that's a dream.
You know, it's, you know, like, you know, and it doesn't come without a price.
Right.
It doesn't. Carlito, my boy, my best friend, my partner in crime, when he was a child, 2 or 3 years old, he didn't even know me because I was on the road so much. I'd come home and he'd be like, whoa, who's this guy? Right. And he'd go cry and hide. and that was the sacrifice. Right. But you know, now he gets it. He understands it. And, you know,
and he's proud of your accomplishments.
Well, you know what? He truly is. And man, I'm proud of his accomplishments and what he's doing at a young age.
Right.
But you know, and we talk about memories and everything. You mentioned the Sheik, and we mentioned Aztec Hall. I want to mention, and I'm pleading for all of you fans out there that are watching this throughout the holiday season. Miss Joyce Farhad, one of the greatest people I've ever met in this business. She is really ill. She's not doing good. This happens to be the Sheik's wife. And I just ask and I pray that you put her in your prayers. Let God lift her up and rebuke whatever's on her, because what a great lady. And if it's time for her to go home, let it be real peaceful. But I just ask that you please extend a prayer to Miss Joyce Farhad and the Farhad family, Sabu, Eddie Farhad Jr., and what a great family.
Yes,
for sure.
These people really need us.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And after all these years of entertaining us, she was the backbone behind Big Time Wrestling.
A lot of people didn't realize
right.
that.
They didn't realize it. That lady, she was. You got Stephanie McMahon on television pretending to be the boss. No.
Yeah.
Miss Farhad, that was the boss lady. That was the boss lady. And what a wonderful saint. And I love her. And I love her.
Wonderful family. God
Well,
bless them.
Rudy, you've done some great matches in your time. I mean, some awesome matches, but you've also done some crazy stuff. And I mean crazy stuff, stuff that nobody I know in their normal mind would go out and do in these matches. And speaking of that, one man in mind, the Necro Butcher, and him have...
Well, the Necro Butcher and I, we've had a feud going for 10 years now. Right. And Necro Butcher and I, it had to come to a head. It just had to come to a head. Mm-hmm. So at Bloody Mania, at the Gathering of the Juggalos, in front of 11,000 people.
Wow.
We did what he called it out, because he goes to Japan all the time. Mm-hmm. And he says, well, Rude Boy, if you're bad enough and you want to go, let's do it. Oh, wow. And we're going to do it in the Island of Death match. And the Island of Death
is that?
No ropes. All lumberjacks around the rings with weapons. They all have it.
Man. Wow.
And you fight to the battle.
Well,
and
it's great.
I heard here on the PWL we have some exclusive footage of that match.
We do have some exclusive footage,
courtesy of you and Psychopathic Records.
Psychopathic Sports.
Yes.
Yeah. They sent this along, and so I mean, if you want to roll.
Now we can only show a little bit of this match, of course, because it is exclusive and it's not out yet.
Right.
But we're very grateful you're going to let us show this much of this match, and and we'll talk about it. But can we roll that footage that we do have? All right, and here, Rudy, you can go ahead and talk over this, what's going on here now.
Well, yeah, like I said, this was the Gathering of the Juggalos. It's a wild time. If you've never been to it,
no, I'd like to get to one.
This show was stacked from head to toe. Bobby Lashley, Hurricane, Carlito.
Wow!
I mean,
there were
from
tons of legends.
Big Papa Pump, Vader.
Wow.
I mean,
here we go now. Now this guy right here is not all there. I don't care what people say. He was in the movie The Wrestler. I remember that.
He was in the movie The Wrestler, and like I told him, while you were out playing Hollywood, right. I was rolling around in thumbtacks and broken glass.
That's true.
So you're not scaring me.
But this guy, like I said, it's like, how do you prepare for a man like Necro Butcher? You can't, because he's just so unorthodox. You don't know what he's going to do.
Well, the problem. Well, you said it yourself. You know what? Some of us are a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
And when I get in front of the fans, no matter who it is, where it is, I get into a trance where I'm not the same guy that I am at home.
Well, I know one match you two wouldn't have would be an I Quit match, because neither one of you would would give up.
Somebody would die.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be afraid to see that happen. No I Quit match.
It would not be good.
Because I know you're not going to give up, and
he won't give up.
Necro Butcher, he might be too dumb to give up. So I don't know, because he's been hitting the head so many times with chairs. He's not all there.
He has been hitting the head many a time.
See, look at this, threatening the ring announcer.
Many concussions. Wow. Many, the guy is, he's been in some classic brawls.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and I got to tell you, after the 15 times I faced him, every time that I come home, my family's like, whoa, what happened to you? What car wreck was you in?
Nothing but a car wreck.
But they also see that big paycheck too, and they say, that's not so bad.
That was a beating worth taking. Yes.
We'll see you. Hey, Dad, you better get back in there, man. Christmas is coming.
Oh yeah, I want that Xbox One.
Get
Xbox,
in there. There you go.
But again, this video is available. That's
right
Kevin
there.
Gill and Shaggy Two Dope.
Yep.
The voices of JCW. Again, JCW it's for mature audiences.
Oh, definitely.
You know,
Yes.
this is not a family show. But it is, it is for true wrestling fans, man.
Oh yeah,
If you love
definitely. Look at
wrestling,
you guys go right at it.
You know,
too.
Bloody Mania
Yep.
is what you want, you know.
And there's no no strategy. I mean, there's no strategy in this. Just go at it.
You just
Whatever.
have to go, you know.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you know,
See
and
that?
The man
Oh.
just,
Yeah,
He
exactly.
takes the shot and
He
there you
stood
go.
there and said,
I
"Give
think
me
he's
more."
immune to chair shots
Wow.
by now.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Definitely. He's had so many of them.
And then
And what's
it's-
going on here now?
You might
Oh, the
know these guys.
lumberjacks
You know the Hebrew Hammer.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Some of the local guys that were from here were actually down in St. Louis with us.
Wow.
And but see, that's what happens when you got two idiots like us. No one's gonna stop us. So
Right.
here we are beating the heck out of all of the lumberjacks.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
With their own weapons.
Right.
Now, one thing I'm noticing here, where are the ropes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
right,
whole thing.
yeah.
That's the island of death.
That's
No
what he said,
ropes.
the
Island of
No
Death.
ropes.
There you go.
And that's the thing. If
Oh,
you get
wow,
whipped
that's-
into the ropes, you're going to get whipped into the
oh,
crowd.
Into
right.
the crowd.
You know, and I mean,
So you're taking an already dangerous match and making it even
Making
more
it
dangerous.
even more. Yeah.
well, yeah, because you want to see.
Oh wow! Look at it. Necro
like,
cleaning
who's the
house
tougher
there. Look
guy,
at that.
you know?
Yeah.
And
Guys cleaning house there on the lumberjacks. There's no more lumberjacks. You guys took them all out. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Oh wait a minute here.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Now it's
yeah.
time to go.
Yeah, there you go.
Now it's time to go. And again, our matches are not for the faint at heart.
Right.
But there's a place for it. There's a place for comedy in wrestling.
Yes.
There's a place for high flying.
Oh, yeah.
There's a place for hardcore. There's a place for it all.
Right.
And I always said wrestling is a 3-ring circus, and
Oh.
you bring something for everyone to
hurt.
enjoy.
Right.
And
I mean, this is only a half-hour show, but I'll ask you this question: can you give us a possible, a list of your injuries you have sustained over the years?
oh my
And
God.
remember, it's only half an hour. So.
Hundreds of thousands of
Broken bones?
Well, stitches, that's for
Yes.
sure. Broken bones, broke my nose, broke my collarbone, broke my neck.
Oh man.
That sucked too because I went to the hospital because I was in the dressing room. I said, man, my neck feels like, I got a kink in it or whatever. So I go to the hospital and they're like, how did you get here? I said, well, I brought myself here. They said, how are you walking?
Wow.
You got a legit broken neck.
Oh man.
So I've had that. I've had several. My hands broken all the time. But that's just the price, man, of entertaining people,
Right.
man. I was entertained by greats. And I hope that
Oh,
at
wait a
some
minute.
point people go home and say, man, those guys really put it out for us,
Right.
And
Oh, man.
I got a question for you.
sure.
What goes through your mind, say right before you walk through the curtain, knowing that you're going to battle with Necro?
Yeah.
Usually, especially now,
Or any of the gladiators that you faced.
well, now these days,
All of them guys.
I spend a lot of time in the dressing room alone with my son. And as crazy as we are right there, I am a man. I am a man of faith. I'm a born again Christian, and so my son and I we pray. We pray together,
That's
and
right.
then
Yeah, right there,
we just uplift. Yeah,
Oh,
10
look at
shots
that.
in the
yeah,
back.
exactly.
Oh, boy.
And look at everyone's jumping in on
Uh-huh.
you. Wow.
And but again, this is what you do to entertain and make people want to come out and see you.
Yeah.
And our matches, they become classics.
Oh, yeah.
After so long.
Now, what do you got there? A chain?
No,
Looks
that's
like?
a pair of scissors.
Pair of scissors.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Not recommended, children.
Oh,
Nice.
We definitely not recommended for any children out
Right.
there.
Don't
Let
mess with
the
scissors.
pros do it.
Right.
And a thing like you ask about this craziness.
Yep.
That's what put me in the video games that I'm in.
You're right.
Where I'm a playable character on Xbox.
Yes, I play
And
them.
yeah,
Yes.
Rude Boy is a playable character. So no matter where I go in my life, no matter what happens to me, and if the good Lord decides that I got to go home, my kids, my grandkids will always have me there
A legacy,
That's
yes.
for sure.
Always.
It's
to
Oh,
play and say there
videos,
it is,
everything. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And
That's an awesome feeling.
Yes.
yeah, it sure is.
Yeah,
It sure is.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Um,
Necro getting beat up there.
But again, this is what we do for our fans, And,
Right.
and I got to tell you, I'm thankful to have people say, "I'd like to come see you wrestle. I'd like to see it." Sunday, I was just in Saginaw for UWA up there, and the fans up there, they don't see me bleed up there. Because because I'm a wrestler on top of that. I don't always have to do this.
Yeah.
And we have such a great rapport with the fans in Saginaw. I can't wait. January 12th, we're going back there. And I'm so excited about it. And, of course, before we run out of time, I definitely want to plug December 6th.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that,
at the Phoenix Academy for the wrestling show
talk
for
about
IBW.
that, definitely.
Man, you guys, Metro Pro.
Oh, yeah.
That's a special thing, It's a special thing that you can give back. When you can give back.
That's for sure.
And listen, fans, for those of you who are watching, on December the 21st, if you want to see the rematch between these two nutcases,
Oh my goodness.
you're welcome to see it, and it's going to be at the Majestic Theater, downtown Detroit.
I'm gonna try
December
to be there.
21st. It's a part of Insane Clown Posse's Big Baller Christmas Party.
Wow.
And and then as you see this, he's got the scissors now.
There we go. And he's not
He's
going to
got
give
the
you a
scissors,
haircut,
yeah,
that's for sure. No.
You blew the surprise.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm like,
well, I was going to say, he's
I didn't know.
He's not giving you one there. He's definitely just trying to hurt you.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at that.
He grabs my hair, and I'm like, what is going on?
And you know what's funny here is like it's a lumberjack. There's lumberjacks out there. You would think Necro gets outside the ring, you'd let the lumberjacks soften them up a little bit. Well, you're crazy enough. You go out there and fight the lumberjacks.
And when the problem is that after we both beat on the lumberjacks, if you notice, they don't want nothing to do with us.
Right,
now.
exactly.
See, there goes the hair.
Oh,
there goes the hair.
There you go.
There goes the hair. But
crazy,
these are just some highlights.
Yeah,
and
we can
we
get
should
back
probably
to the
come
studio.
back to the studio.
Yeah, definitely get back to the studio. Because talk a little bit about what we just watched the footage. When is the DVD available?
The DVD is actually by the time this is aired, it's available through hatchetgear.com, and it's also available at Best Buy. It's also available
there you go.
At Best Buy. Wow, that's awesome.
It's a great distributing deal. Again, I said the rematch.
And I'm sure that match got a lot bloodier. We had to cut it off, unfortunately.
That was just a few minutes into a 30-minute.
A bloodbath.
And then for the real people who are faint at heart, and everyone knows about this, Necro Butcher breaks his leg during the match.
Oh my goodness!
And the bone is sticking out of his leg.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
And when I pinned him, I looked down. I was like, "Oh my God!" Try
not to look at him.
Yeah, I'm not looking that way. I don't want to look that way. Hurry up! I want to pin him over.
I don't know about you, Bubba, but I'm going to Best Buy and get this.
Yeah, definitely. I would invest my money. Maybe put on your Christmas list.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. Maybe a great Christmas gift.
There you go.
Watch two guys kill themselves practically. That's a great Christmas gift.
But Mo, that whole DVD, the Boogeyman is on.
Oh yeah, it's loaded.
Vampiro,
Oh yeah.
Like I said, Zach Gowen.
Loaded with talent.
Star after star after star.
Every hot name in independent wrestling is on that show.
All right. Make sure you check it out. And before we got to get out of here in a little bit, let's talk about December the 6th. There's a show coming up.
Sure.
Where
that's
at?
going to be at the Phoenix Academy, which is an elementary school in Southwest Detroit.
Okay.
We've done a show there not too long ago, and we gave proceeds to them. See, now that I'm older and everything, I like to give back.
Yeah, that's good.
I love to give back. If you come to any one of Carlito's parties when he does them, he always gives back. He always does,
good.
And this is what we do. And so that's going down. And of course.
Oh yeah, we got ours. But before we get to our show on the 13th, the December 6th, where can they go to get information like bell time?
Well, you go
mission?
Go right to Facebook.
Go to
check
Facebook.
out International Big Time Wrestling on Facebook or Controversy Productions, or just hit up Rudy Hill and I'll be glad to
Rudy Hill on Facebook, International Big Time Wrestling. Yeah, either one. And I've been to IBW shows and they're great. I like them. I have a good time. It's fun and it's a good show. Make sure you make it.
Hey, don't get discouraged, fans, by what you just seen, because an IBW show is a family event.
Yeah, definitely.
No cursing. No sexual innuendos.
Nothing. Yeah, it's all family entertainment.
That what you just seen. has its place.
Right.
And what we do with IBW, it has its place.
Right.
What you guys do with your shows has its place. XICW has its place.
Yep.
Everybody does.
That's the beauty of pro wrestling. It's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody. There's something for everybody.
But I mean, IBW, like I said, take the kids. You can take the kids.
Oh,
it's a great show. It's a family show.
And we never, ever charge for kids to come into any one of our shows.
Perfect.
Never. Admission for adults, but we never charge for children.
Oh, great.
Are we in trouble?
Oh, no, definitely not. No. And then, that's December the 6th. Like I said, go to Facebook, International Big Time Wrestling on Facebook, and hit it up for all the details. And then December the 13th, Metro Pro's back.
Yeah, we're back on the scene.
At Rookies. And Rude Boy, if you're more than welcome to come by and check out the show. Who knows what kind of trouble you could find there at MPW.
Well, I got to say, if I may, I've been to MPW shows before, and man, it's phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
I love it.
Appreciate
I love
it.
We sit and we talk about a family show and everything. Yeah. I would not be embarrassed to bring any one of my family members to it. MPW show.
Thank you.
And come on, man, you got your cards.
Oh
stacked,
yeah.
Man, PBA.
We got of course the champion Eddie Venom's retired now, so the title's vacant. So we're gonna have a 4-man tournament that night.
We will crown a new champion. And another thing we need to let people know, this is also going to be Toys for Tots.
That's right. Another good cause.
Kids come in 12 years and under with a toy.
Get them free, right? Kids free with a toy. And last year we did quite well in the toy department. We got quite a bit and turned them over to the kids, and it was great. It's a great feeling.
Seriously, let's not BS each other here.
Yeah.
Seriously, a toy for a needy child to come for a couple hours of entertainment. Come on, you can't beat that. You can't beat that at all.
And it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
Whenever you can give back, man, that's one of the beauties that God has given us is through our talents, to give back. And I'm glad I didn't wait too long in my life, in my career, to realize that. Because I'm going to tell you what, and I do need just a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I've been a real jerk to a lot of people in this business, man. A lot of people out there. And sincerely, after all these years, I don't know what I was thinking. And I want to apologize to you guys. And you know who you are. I don't have to point no one out. But I stepped on a lot of toes, and I hurt a lot of feelings. And it was wrong. And I'm here to tell you, that I'm a man who understands his place in life. And I apologize to you out there. And you know who you guys are. I don't have to point no one out. I was a real jerk to people. And I'm thankful that God hasn't taken me home where I don't have that chance to say that. Mm-hmm. And again, it's a blessing to be invited to come here on this format to express those feelings. And to express that,
Right.
if God forbid I leave this studio tonight and I'm taken, hey, at least I got to say my piece, and there's a lot of people out there that I'd like to acknowledge that helped me get to where I'm at.
Right.
Malcolm Monroe, DBA, Scott Demore, Chris Carter.
Oh, wow.
I mean, just
a
bunch of people that
all great people
believed in me, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and gave me a chance when no one else would, And I like to think that we do the same,
Yes.
I like to think that when we see a young guy, we say, you know what, come on, let's put him on the show. Let's give him a shot. Let's give him their chance.
Well, I also want to tell you what a pleasure it's been to have you.
Yes, it has. Thank you, Rudy.
The pleasure has been mine.
Thank you, Rude Boy, for
Appreciate
celebrating
you
this Thanksgiving with us on the PWL. But it is time to wrap it up, unfortunately. I wish we could have another hour here, but unfortunately we can't. So for me, for Randy Pyro, for our special guest, Rude Boy.
Happy holidays. Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays. Yes.